When the Chamber of Secrets was opened and something began stalking the halls of Hogwarts, fear didn't arrive all at once. It seeped in slowly, like damp through old stone. Students whispered about an heir. Teachers spoke in careful half-sentences. And right in the middle of it all, every suspicious glance landed on me, Argus Filch, the Squib, the Caretaker. The easy answer. But what if they were wrong about me? What if the man they saw as bitter and resentful was the only one who understood the kind of darkness that had been unleashed? While the professors searched for a culprit, a student, a name to blame, I was looking for something else entirely. I wasn't hunting a person. I was listening for a monster. They thought my anger was aimless. They thought it was jealousy. But my place in this castle, outside their magic, beneath their notice, gave me a view none of them had. Because the truth of what I suspected wasn't written in books or spells. It was buried in the stone, the pipes, and the walls I'd spent my life maintaining. To understand me, you have to understand what it's like to live as I do. I am a Squib. Born into a magical family without magic of my own. There's no cruelty quite like that. Not exile, not punishment, just proximity, watching what you can never touch. I work at Hogwarts, a school I could never attend, surrounded every day by children barely old enough to hold a wand, performing wonders as if they cost nothing. Every flick of magic is a reminder of what I was denied. That bitterness didn't come from nowhere. It was cultivated, slowly, daily. Wizards see dirt and vanish it. I see dirt and feel another hour disappear from my life. When Myrtle floods a bathroom, they groan and move on. I hear the promise of mopping until my hands ache. I experience this castle the way they never do. I smell the damp before it shows. I hear the plumbing groan before it bursts. I know the stone under my mop better than any charm ever could. I know the passages they whisper about, the corridors students aren't meant to find. My knowledge of Hogwarts isn't magical, it's physical, earned, and when something unnatural stirred within these walls, I felt it before anyone else noticed. The night everything changed was the night they decided I was guilty. Mrs. Norris. She was found petrified, hanging by a tail from a torch bracket, frozen by what she saw reflected in water on the floor. They called it an attack. To me, it was the loss of the only creature in this castle that ever stayed by my side. I remember collapsing. The sobs came whether I wanted them or not. I remember the rage, raw and burning, turning on the nearest face. Harry Potter. They saw a tyrant lashing out, a bitter man finally snapping. But they didn't see what that moment did to me. Losing her didn't deepen my hatred. It sharpened it. It gave my resentment a direction. I stopped just cleaning up after the castle. I started watching it. If the castle could take the only thing I cared about, then the castle itself was hiding something, and I was the only one paying attention. Magic teaches people to ignore the physical world. I don't have that luxury. I walk these corridors at night. I know they're normal sounds, so when something scraped inside the walls, slow, deliberate, rhythmic, I noticed that wasn't old plumbing. I found residue in places that shouldn't have held anything. A slick, slimy film near puddles that ordinary cleaning supplies barely touched. Cold spots in corridors that had never known a draft. A wizard would vanish it and move on. I couldn't. And then there was the skin. I was the one who found it. A massive, shed snakeskin hidden within the castle. I knew better than anyone. Proof, not magical, not theoretical, proof that something enormous was moving through Hogwarts. I didn't need spells to understand what that meant. A creature lived in these walls. Not a prank, not a student. Something old, something patient. I brought the evidence to the teachers. They treated it as another unpleasant discovery. To me, it was confirmation. While they pointed fingers and whispered names, I was standing in the middle of the truth. My bitterness, the very thing they used to dismiss me, gave me a kind of sight they lacked. I may not have known its name. I didn't know about Tom Riddle, or diaries, or ancient founders, but I knew there was a monster in my castle. I had the sounds, the residue, the skin. But who listens to a squib? The tragedy of my story isn't that I was suspected, it's that I was ignored. I wasn't a villain. I was a witness no one respected enough to believe. Magic didn't blind me, it blinded them. So what do you think? What other truths might the unseen inhabitants of Hogwarts have known all along? Let us know in the comments below.